introducing. Right. For his second section of leadership and management, permit me to welcome Dr. Nodi B. King David, the PhD, HFDBML, Registrar of Awedu Business Management and Leadership Institute, Nigeria. So, all is yours, sir.
Thank you, Ma. That's a good morning and good afternoon, good evening, depending on the country you are joining us from. I want to also sincerely appreciate our able coordinator, president of Y.Y.C.I International. Also want to say big congratulations to you who joining us for this program. You know, one of the big thing in life today is human capital development. Most people don't have time again to embark on education. Just like what happened on Saturday, where the former First Lady of Nigeria re-enrolled herself back to university to learn a PhD in management and leadership. People they think or thought that, what will she do with it? I've entered a classroom twice, seeing her on a special lectures with professors lecturing her. People thought she bought the certificate, but believe me, she attended lectures. You know, with her profile and personality, they give her a special treatment, but she come to school every week, once in every week, four times in a month. Give her a lecture from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and this woman tried. And finally, she graduated on Saturday. So don't think you already have a bachelor degree, master degree, or this and that. So what do I say need to do with a diploma certificate? I'm not interested in it. I joined the class this morning to listen to Dr. Josie, and trust me, as I'm talking to you, I have 3 PhD, and I'm doing my 4th PhD, yet I'm still in class learning. The only thing I told my family that what will stop me from learning is the last day that God take my breath, that I can no longer breathe again. That is where I can drop my biro pen. So as far as I'm concerned on this earth, I will continue to learn and enlarge my profile. Not to use to intimidate someone, but for my own advantage. So at this point, today is the 2nd week of our lectures. What we are going to be doing, you see, the first speaker have said something about management and leadership education, which is also part of what will be given to you too. But all my students, I'm so surprised that out of 7 to 8 students who participated in my class last week, only 2 students have submitted the assignment. Very bad.
No. I still need to send you 2 more. Sir,
Okay.
sorry about that. I think I've sent you 3 already.
You sent 1, I returned 1 because that was not mine. Yeah,
Okay,
that focused on emotional intelligence. So that was not mine.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will appreciate you do your assignment. Then another thing I want us to do by next week, please take note of this. All my students by next week, come up with a research topic, a very simple research topic you might write on business management and leadership. You decided, create 3 topics and send to me, send through her. We'll look at it and approve 1 for you. I want you to do a similar presentation on that. And I will give you that privilege for an international conference coming up in Kigali. We will give you time to present that paper online so that people will listen to you and watch you all over from outside the country. And after that paper presentation, you will get a certificate of presentation from Witness of Business Management and Leadership. Wow. This is a conference paid for. But for the purpose of this lecture, with the collaboration with Y.Y.C.I International, we will give you that privilege. And remember, that paper will be published at the end of the day, which is part of your own credit. It becomes, you are going to have an article or publication in the international journal, the management decide at the end of the day. So probably by next class, when you submit the topic, we will give you, I'm going to divide the class into 2 sessions where I can use just 45 minutes for the teaching. Then I'll use the other maybe 20 to 30 minutes on guide on how to write articles or publication. Though most of us who have graduated from university far back may not really remember or know where to start from again. But this will also give us another opportunity to write. Thank you very much. So before we proceed, we go back to our quiz again, just like what we do last week, for just 10 seconds. Then we come back for the normal lecture. So go back again. Kindly type your Google, joinmyquiz.com, and enter the code provided on the platform. And sorry, on the screen. Please, I'm waiting. Try myquiz.com. Okay, 1 participant. We need more. 2, thank you. We need more. Please try. Those using the phone, I know you might also try. Just minimize it and go to Google, myquiz.com. Three participants, good. 4, thank you. Once we get to 6, we can move. I think we have about 9 or 10 in numbers here. Once we have 6 or 7 people join, good. 5, more 2. Good. 1 to go. Who is still joining? 1 to go. I think we have formed a quorum already. So, where to start? 2, 1, go. All the best. Thank you. Wow, Prof. Right on, Prof. That's good. Omotola, well done. Wow, King Tabo, why? Right on. Adeshina, okay. Wow, Omotola, good. Good. T, right on. Good. Ogumbora Emmanuel, right on. Wow, Prof, try. Omotola, right on. Yeah. Good. Right on, Prof. Wow. Thank you. Wow. 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 Prof.
Oh my God.
This is excellent. Come on, Prof.
Wow.
This is excellent, Prof. Congratulations. Well done. Well done, Prof. This is
Thank
lovely
you.
and fantastic that you take the lead this morning. Motola, congratulations to you for coming out second, and the rest participants who participated in this quiz this morning. Congratulations to you all. We will continue again at the end of the class. Let's see if there will be a little improvement on what we have done so far. Congratulations. So, can you see this claim? Is it clear?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Okay. Thank you.
No, we are still having this your quiz on or is that part of?
Okay, let me remove it.
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So today we're looking at decision making in management. Last week, we talk about the introduction management. We give a brief introduction of what management is all about. So today, let's look at the decision in management. Decision in management. Decision making in management. Let me close that door. So when we try to talk about decision making, you should know very well, even in organization, in your family, in school, in your career, before any step is being taken, you decide, what do you want to do? You make decision. And remember that when it comes to management, the decision lies in the top level of management, which is the CEO and the director. That is why we say decision-making lies at the heart of every managerial function. And it is one of the most critical responsibilities of managers at all levels of an organization. All levels of organizations, decision-making is one of the critical responsibilities. Just like what I earlier said last week, that before this class or this program was scheduled, there has been a series of meetings, collaborations, questions and answers before they come up with a decision. And today, with the decisions that have been made, is what have brought us together to learn and also to facilitate on this wonderful topic, leadership and management. Whether you are a CEO, you must decide on a merger, a supervisor assigning work, a work shift, or marketing manager launching a new campaign. So whatever you do, you decide. You want to go into university, you decide. The university I want to go, do I have all what it takes? Do I have the money? Do I have the resources? Do I have sponsor? If your answer is yes, then you can go. So it's effective decision-making determines the success and sustainability of business operations. Effective decision-making determines the success and sustainability of business operations. Now, let's talk about today's 21st century of business. Business environment is being categorized by a lot of factors, internal factors, external factors. We are being growing. In fact, the environmental of business today is being growing with a rapid of technological changes, global competitions. Managers are increasingly required to make a complex decisions under pressure, because the way you think of yesterday is different from the thinking of today. The way you do things yesterday is different from what you do today. So you have to sit down to think deep. You have to sit down to be innovative. A decision maker is a thinker. A decision maker is an innovator. You have to sit down to begin to create. Then look at it very well, evaluate the activities. Is it going to be favorable? And if yes, then implement. It is very essential to understand not only how decisions are made, but also why certain approaches are more effective than others in a specific context. Sometimes you try to save money and you say, this money you save, you want to use it to buy iPhone. This is what is going today in Nigeria. And something just came up. Someone is being rushed to hospital. Now the choice is, will you still left the money you have saved to buy iPhone and allow the person lying in hospital to remain there? The choice is yours. You begin to look at it very well. Saving this life is very important. iPhone is not late. I can still buy it tomorrow. I can still buy it next year, because it is not something you need it immediate. So I think saving life is very important, and it's immediate need that I need to attend to. That is a decision. Therefore, let me channel the money to the hospital bill, so I can save the soul dying in the hospital. Many scholars, like Robbins and Kotler, came up with their definition. That decision making as a process involving 1, identifications of problems, and the selection of the best course of action among alternatives. What does it say? It said when you try to talk about decisions, you must be able to identify problems. Identify problems. And the selection of the best course of action among alternatives. Sometimes you make a budget, you want to go to market to purchase some items. And trust me, sometimes when we get to market, there are extra items we bought from the market. Those items were not part of the budget you made before. But probably as you got to market, your mind push. I can't wait. Or I cannot go back home without getting these items. That is your decision. It's selecting or identify problems and the selection of the best action, the best course of action among alternatives. So you may have a line or list of alternatives, things you want to do, things you like to do. So the process ranging from the programming decision, or you program your decision, the program decision, we're looking at the routine and a structural decision. While the unstructured decisions are the ones that you did not plan for, but it might come in at any time. So today we'll be looking at decision making in management. Meaning of decision making. Decision making is the process of identifying and choosing alternatives based on values, preferences, and beliefs of the decision maker. I repeat, it is the process of identifying and choosing alternatives based on values, preferences, and beliefs of the decision maker. So while making a decision, you identify problems, identify the one that's most important among alternatives based on the values. Now, this thing I'm going for, how important it is to my life. What effect or impact does it have on me? The preferences you want to make. And that might be your own belief, not others' belief. Your own, it is what you want. So decision making also involves the process of choosing the best option from a set of alternatives to solve a problem or to achieve a goal. That is why we say in management that decision making is a key function where a manager must identify a problem or opportunity, consider different possible solutions or action, and then select the most appropriate one. It involves thinking carefully about the outcomes, risk and benefit of each word choice. While you're making a decision, you have to consider the decisions about to make. What are the risks involved? What are the benefits? Why is this particular product is very important? Why should I go for this? For example, if a company is experiencing a low sales, the manager must decide whether to improve the product, increase marketing, lower the prices, or exploit new market. So the choice is not made randomly. It is require analysis, evaluation, and sometimes teamwork or consultation. We went to an interview where we were conducting an interview, and one first-class graduate who just graduated from university came. The graduate studied business administration. And the questions they sent to her was that, as a graduate, a first-class graduate in business administration, now you want to go into a business, maybe cement business in line with Dangote Cement. Dangote Cement have been in operation for over 3 decades. How sure, what do you think you can do to compete, to be the top best over Dangote Cement that was in the market? It's a critical question. That has to do with thinking. The applicant had to think deep. Dangote did not go to school to study business. But today, his product is everywhere. One, you might think he's not knowledgeable about what he's doing. But trust me, he is well educated. He knows what he's doing. So you, as a business student who just graduated and want to go in line with the same business with the same person who is already a billionaire, what do you think you can do to succeed him? So good decision making helps organizations to run efficiently, adapt to change, and reach their objectives. Poor decision, on the other hand, can lead to losses, conflict, or missed opportunities. That is why while you're making decisions, you must carefully choose the best among the alternatives so they don't make a poor decisions. Remember, once you make a poor decisions, it might collapse your business, it may bring down low turnover, it may also reduce sales. And at the end of the day, you will regret. Sometimes people complain. Their business does not sell. I told my staff, I said, look, my offices open by 9 a.m. in the morning and closes by 5 p.m. So whatever you are doing, you must ensure that between 8 o'clock or 8:30, office is open. Failure to do that, you must be queried or something happen. That is a decision. You have an organization, you have a business you're running. What decisions have you taken? Remember, before you take decisions, there must be a certain alternatives and you must come up with a possible outcome. The one you think that best suits your policy, that aligns with your missions and visions, that aligns with your objective, the one that will enable you to achieve the goals of the organization. We have two types of decisions. If you go over types of decisions, we have several types. You may also see individual decisions, tactical decisions, organizational decisions. But for the purpose of this study, we're going to narrow it to two types, which is the programs decisions and long program decisions. When we try to talk about program decisions, we're looking at a decisions that you have a clear solutions about it. Program decisions are structured and repetitive decisions made using established rules, policy, or standard operating procedures. Example, a retail store manager deciding the staff weekly shift. Schedule based on availability is making a program decision. For example, when you are trying to make a program decision, you may decide to say, oh, what we are doing today, we have 5 staff in our office. So by next week, this staff will go for leave. Next upper week, by the time the other staff resume work, another staff will go for leave. It's a program what? Decision. The classes we're having today is a program decision. Look at how it's been programmed by our professor. Okay, you check in the morning from 10 o'clock, we had the first lecture by Dr. Josie. It's program. Now, today is another lecture. It's program. Wednesday, you may have another lectures by emotional intelligence. It's one program. That is what we call it a program decision. These are routine, structured, and repetitive decisions made using established rules, policies, or standard operating procedures. Other examples are reordering the inventory when stock levels are low, approving employee leave based on the company's leave policy, just like what I earlier said, logging daily sales report at the end of each work day. These are what we call a program decisions. Then the non-program decisions are unstructured, compressed, and made a response to new, unusual, or unexpected problems. They require creativity, judgment, and critical thinking. When we try to talk about a long program decision, example, launching a new product in an untapped international market, responding to a public relation crisis, choosing to merge with or acquire another company. These are non-program decisions. But before this kind of decision is being taken, it requires a critical thinking. It requires a critical thinking. You have to think it. It also depends on your judgment. Before Y.Y.C.I International go into collaboration with Appleton University, there must be a clear judgment by the founder. Joining or collaborating with Appleton University, what do we stand to gain? What does Y.Y.C.I International stand to gain? What will be the benefit? Will this platform enable us to excel? I want to buy a new product. I want to buy a new company. Or I want to merge my company with another company. Are you ever think of the kind of risk involved? Now, something happened recently. sometime 3 years ago, my orphanage in Nigeria, we rented an apartment and I moved the children from the orphanage to the new apartment. Lo and behold, we didn't know that that new apartment where we parked in, the school that left the apartment, they were owing a NEPA bill of close to 2.5 million naira. 2.5 million naira. And this NEPA bill, the landlord did not disclose to us. We were not informed and we were not aware. But what happened? After we packed in 1 month later, NEPA people came with their bill. And when they showed us the NEPA bill, over 2.5 million, we were shocked. The question is, what do we do? Are we going to continue living in the apartment or we're going to pack out? But the money must be paid. And how will the money be paid? And you're not paying money you know nothing about. Maybe most of us might have experienced this same incident in Nigeria today, where you move from one apartment to the other and you begin to pay bills you are not aware. So when you want to buy a new company or you want to merge with a company, there are things you need to consider. There are things you need to evaluate. You must be a critical thinker. Your judgment must be excellent. Don't just because the name of this company have made an image, a good way, a better name, let me associate with them. Have you done a background check on the staff? Have you tried to do a background check on the company? Are you sure the company is in line with your missions and vision? So the loan program decisions has to do with a critical thinking. Critical thinking before taking that decision, because the programs are unstructured. They are complex. So you don't just rush into them. Am I communicating? I hope we are together. Am I communicating?
Yes, you are
communicating. Yes, you are.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Levels of decision making. Just like what I said last week, we have the strategic decisions, that's the top level management. So they are involved, the overall of the organizations. They shape the overall direction and goals of the organizations. These involve major commitment of resources and have a wide impact on the organization's future. So the top level management, the CEO, the directors, bear the responsibilities. They make decisions, planning, set goals and objectives of the organizations. They pull out their resources. Most of the time, like my organizations today, Awedu some business management and leadership. Either you have a member or not do register. You know that every month you have the responsibility to pay your staff. So most of the time when the money is not there, you pull out money from your personal pocket. The staff might not even be aware that sometimes salary you pay per month, you pay them from your own personal pocket. These are responsibilities of the CEO. Most of the time, CEO pass through a lot, but they cannot complain just to ensure that they maintain and sustain the organization. So they are involved in strategic decisions that shape the overall direction and the goals of the organization. Example, deciding to enter a new international market. The decision comes from the CEO, merging with or acquiring another company. That is their decisions. Changing the company's mission or vision. It is their decision. Investing in a new technology to transform operations. It is their decisions. So that is why they think very deep. They are up and doing. Number two, the middle level management, or you call them the tactical decisions maker. They are the medium-term decisions made by middle managers, departmental head, branch managers, and so on to implement the strategy plans set by a top management, and these decisions focus on specific department or unit. They translate strategic goals into actionable plans and allocate resources to achieve them. So the middle level manager focus on marketing, manager planning, maybe a 6-month advertising campaign to boost the product or sales. They also ensuring that the scheduling shift and equipment used to meet a quarterly target. Now, they also ensure that the finance manager creating a budget for a new product. These are the levels or the activities of the middle level managers. or the tactical what? Decisions. The operational decisions or the lower level managers focus on the short time. The short time, these are the supervisors. They handle the day-to-day activities. Their decisions follow a set of policies. Their decisions follow a set of policies and procedures. They are repetitive and ensure a smooth running of a daily task. Example of this type of managers or the lower level managers: assigning workers to tasks for the day, a store manager deciding which shelves to restock, approving customer refund, and recording to complaint policy. All these are operational what? Department of decisions. Oh, sorry. Hello? Hello? Yeah, please, I'm in the meeting. I will call you back, or you text me. Okay, what is that?
Sorry about this.
We are located to Palmer Teaching Hospital. My boy will call you right away. Just hold on, they will call you. I'll drop your number to them now. Yeah, thank you. Hello, I'm sorry for the interface. Okay, we proceed. So we look at the decision-making process. So in decision-making process, we have identify program. While you're making a decision, what comes to your mind? The first thing that comes to your mind is identify programs. Exactly what we just did in the quiz, which I noticed some of us failed. Identify programs. When you want to identify programs, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? When identify programs, what are you looking at? What are you looking at when identify programs? Recognizing that there's a gap between the current situation and a desired state. Recognizing that there's a gap between the current situation and a desired state. A problem exists when the objectives are not being met or something that is not working as expected. That is a problem. When you walk into your office, you want to do something as an ED, you notice that your staff have not come to work. As of the time given, what do? It's a problem. You set a goal for the week and you notice that the goals were not met. It's a problem. You notice that you have customers who complain of your product every day. Maybe they purchase a particular product and they complain about it. That is a problem. So when you identify this problem, what do you do as a manager? What do you do as an employee? What do you do as an employee? So example, we say a drop in customer satisfaction score may indicate a problem in a customer service. When you notice or you pursue something like this, well, there's a problem. Number two, once problem is being identified, the second thing that comes to your mind is identify the decision criteria. This problem has been identified. What are the criteria in solving this problem? What are the criteria in solving this problem? Determining what factors are important in making the decision. The criteria helps in evaluating the different options. Example, when buying a company vehicle, the criteria could involve the cost, the fuel efficiency, the durability, and a brand reputation. So it's not just to identify the problem. Once that problem is identified, what are the possible solutions? So those criteria in solving the problems is another thing you should look into. Just like the example I'm giving now, that when you have to buy a company vehicle, you must try to put into consideration the cost. What would that vehicle cost you? Fuel efficiency, the durability, and the brand reputation. You must sit down and think of this. Number three, allocate weight to the criteria. You allocate weight to the criteria. That means assigning the importance to each criterion based on its relevance. This will help prioritize what matters most in the decision making. For example, putting a buy on that vehicle, the cost might be weighted at the rate of what? 40%. For efficiency, 30%. And durability is what? 30%. Have you seen how you can be able to categorize the weight? So this now try to go into what are the weight of the criteria, begin to allocate. Sometimes when we make a decision, we don't just think of tomorrow. It's like you're going to market to buy or purchase some clothes because you just like the color of the clothes. Are you ever ask yourself, this clothes I'm buying, how long would I put it on? Because some people buy clothes today and they just put it on within just that week. The next week, the clothes is condemned. Probably maybe the size, they have not increased on the size. You're already getting fat. So the clothes you bought last week will no longer size you. Another thing is, have you tried to evaluate the material? If you wash the clothes, the material will not wash. The clothes will not faint. So you try to evaluate all these things and allocate weight for them. Allocate based on percentage. Number 4, develop alternatives. Develop alternatives. Identify possible solutions or choices to solve the problem. Identify possible solutions or choices to solve the problem. Manager must create a list of options to be considered. Manager must create a list of options to be considered. For example, improving customer service could include a staff training, updating what? Service protocols, or introducing what? A feedback system. So when you're not looking at this, look very well that out of all the possible options you have, you must take one. And when you identify those options, find solutions to them. Find solutions to them. Number 5, analyze the alternatives. Assessing the strength and weakness of each of the alternatives based on the decision criteria. Each option is reviewed to determine how well it meets the criteria. Example, comparing the cost and effectiveness of different training programs for staff. Comparing the cost and effectiveness of different training programs for staff. If I ask you as a manager of your organization, when last did you train your staff? Either internal or external training. Have you ever conducted training for your staff? Or most of the time we feel like, oh, to train your staff is very expensive. That is why you as an ED or you as a manager, you must be up and doing. If you cannot send your staff on internal training, you train them. Go YouTube. Go to YouTube, download some video, at least on the YouTube video that is aligned with what you want. When you identify the gaps in your organization, go and look for material that fit in those gaps. Read those material, digest them. Then come back to class and gather your staff and train them. Let them be aware. Number 6, select an alternative. So you have to choose the best solution from the available option. The selective simply means you take the highest total value based on the weighted criteria is selected. Example, selecting a training program that offers the best result within the budget. Selecting what? A training program that offers the best result within the budget. Now, you are looking for someone to train your staff. Maybe you want to conduct training on what we call time management. And we have Appleton Private University, they can do that for you. Probably they fix their money in pounds. We have YYCI International who can do that for you. Probably they fix their money in dollars. You have Awedu of business management that can do that for you. They fix their money in naira. The question is, it's not about the money, it's about the value. Which one can I go for? The another thing, the relationship you have. If you already established relationship with any of these institutions, you can quickly approach them. Please, we need one of your staff to train our staff on time management. And they will be eager to do that for you free of charge. But the question is, we feel like we don't want it. We are too arrogant. We know all. And yet our complaint is going down gradually. Our complaint is gradually going down. So you must select the best alternative among all. 7, implement the decision. Implement the decision. So the decision solution into action. This involves communicating decisions and assigning tasks to ensure a successful what? Execution. Example, organizing a staff schedules and resources to begin the new training program. So you have to implement the decision. When you identify the problem, look at the criteria, the weight, and the rest of other things, try to implement all those decisions. All this training we are doing today, if at the end of this training you don't implement what you are learned, all is also what? Waste. The only way you can get a result is when all the resolutions is being what? Implemented. Number 8, which is the last, evaluate decision effectiveness. Evaluate decision effectiveness. Reviewing the result to see if the decision solves the problem. Reviewing the result to see if the decision solved the problem. Then if the decision did not work, the manager may need to revisit earlier step. The manager must need to revisit the earlier step. So what step have you taken? This is a new week. We are in Monday already. This is a very good training that will enable you to work towards the week. But at the end of this training, do you have a plan for the week? Do you have a budget for the week? What is your plan for the week? Now, the plan you make last week, your objective you make last week, did you achieve it? Do you achieve all? If no, you have to visit back again. Look at what you did very well last week and the area of improvement for the new week. Decision-making tools. We understand very well SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis. Now, SWOT analysis is a strategic planning and decision-making tool used to evaluate internal and external factors that can impact the success of a decision, strategy, or project. So when you're looking at the SWOT analysis, we say the S, which is the strength, we all know it, W, the weaknesses, O, the opportunities, and T is the threat. Now we're going to do some practical with this, which every one of us, we're going to start now. These tools help managers make informed decisions by understanding where the organization stands and how to respond to changes in the environment. In the environment, using SWOT analysis is very important. Now, example, let's start with the strength. Internal capabilities or resources that give the organization an advantage over what others, that is strength. Their strength is their internal capabilities or resources that give the organization an advantage over what others. Example might be what a strong brand reputation, skill and experience of employees, access to property or technology. These are the things that give you advantage over what other organization. Don't you know, if you employ a PhD holder to work with you, it is your strength. When you have a high quality employees working with you in your organization, that is your strength. When you have the technologies in place, the new equipment is your strength. So, the first practical, are we all together? Are we all together? Are we all together? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, the first practical, thank you. The first practical, please go to the chat box. For those who own a business, write the name of your company, then list about 6 strengths you have. Things you think you know that make you have strength, or you believe that these are your strengths in your company. Let's have them on the chat box. Everybody, practical number 1. For example, YY.CI International, can type my business name, YY.CI International. These are my strengths. You list them. Maybe you have A, blah, 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 B, blah, 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 C, blah, blah, blah. Let's quickly do that just for 1 minute. Everybody in the chat box. Who is dropping? We are waiting. Let's try. I want every one of us to participate so that the class will not be boring. So what are your strengths? Everyone might not have the same strength, more especially those in education or those in the legal department. You know, they are different things. We can't be together. Okay. Thank you, Lucas. Okay. Okay. My strength, ability to analyze. Okay. Integrity. Wow. Integrity. Okay. Work done on time. Okay. That time management. Time management. Good. Quality over quantity. Okay. Quality over quantity. That's exception. Very good. Critical thinking. Okay. Okay. Luca, can you hear me? Luca, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes,
Does
I
your
can.
business, do you have any staff working with you, or you're the only one managing your business?
I have 2 other people working with me.
Okay. 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 So what about their competency and the rest of others? You know, it's part of your strength, right? If they're
Yes,
well qualified,
yes.
the skills and the okay, thank you. Who again? Okay. Wow. Okay. Yes, you can international. One of the strengths. Wow. Connection. Wow. Organization. Wow. Influence. Leaders and youth. Appreciation. Oh, yeah, well done. Respect. Relationship, which is value, discipline, commitment. Well, time management, consistent. Wow. Very good of you, Prof. Thank you. Growth influential. The strengths are decades of experience. Okay. Estimate publication. Okay. Showcase worker. Okay. Deliver training to more than 4,000 attendees. Wow. This is beautiful. Online presence of Y.Y.C.I and 7,000 on LinkedIn. Okay. Expert staff, thought leaders. Thank you. Okay. Emmanuel, my strength, experienced staff. Okay. Neatness to materials for production. Okay. Nearness to material production. Okay. Adequate use of time. Okay. Quick delivery of product. Okay. Thank you. Wow. Motola, my strength, coaching. Okay, mentoring, okay, going extra mile, good, collaboration and communication, good personal development, ability to tell a success story. We're all making progress. Thank you very much. We proceed. So thank you very much. Well done to you all. That is lovely. We are good. So now we are able to identify strength. Let's look at weaknesses. Weaknesses. So weaknesses are internal limitations or shortcomings that place the organization at a disadvantage. We still need to go back again to practice the assignment. In your business, what are your weaknesses? Just write 4. The 4 most important one you think, these are my weaknesses, the most very important 4 out of many. So can you put in the chat box? My weaknesses, it might be a poor customer service, outdated equipment, or lack of online presence. Lack of online presence. So let's look at your weaknesses. You are able to write your strength. So let's look at your weaknesses. What are your weaknesses in your business? Just write 4 out of many. Look at the very best option. 4 weaknesses of your business. It may be a shortage of staff. I know everybody focus on resources or technology, but let's come up with something very creative. Just for let's try. Thank you. Okay, judging many tasks. Wow. Cost managing. Wow. Freelancer. Okay. Temitope, can you explain the managing freelancer? How is it your weaknesses? Temitope, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Good morning, ma. Okay, can you explain the managing freelancing as your weakness? Yeah, please explain for us.
What I remember that in some projects you have to use freelancers, people from like Fiverr and things like that, and if they don't execute on time, it delays the project that you're trying to deliver, and obviously it doesn't give a good reputation for the organization.
Thank you very much. Okay, for Pop, competent in staff. Okay. Lack of understanding of the mission and vision, lack of resources and staff retention. Oh, thank you. Well done. Well done. I think this is very interesting. We go further again to now we are now understand the strength and the weaknesses. Let's look at the opportunities. The opportunities are external trends, events, or conditions that the organization can take advantage of. The organization can take advantage of to grow or to improve. When we're looking at opportunity, it might be grow into market in another region, advance in digital marketing tools, changes in customer preferences. This opportunity should be exploited when making a strategic decision, such as launching a new product. So remember, your opportunities are looking at your external trends, your event or conditions that organization can take advantage of to grow or to improve. So without wasting your time, we don't need to go further. I want you to quickly look into for yourself. Don't write. What are your opportunities? So you don't waste time. You don't need to write. Just on your own time, you can visit it. In your business, what are the opportunities available in the area of your business? Then the third, external factors that could harm the organization or its operation. External factors that could harm the organization or its operation. Example, new competitors entering into the market, economic downturn, changing government regulations, and so on. These are the factors that you think it might affect or really hinder your businesses. So let's look at the CBA, the cost-benefit analysis. The CBA is a decision-making tool used to compare the total expected cost. Please, we are going to do a little calculation. Don't get me wrong. I know that most of us don't like mathematics, but today small mathematics will come in for the purpose of these lectures. So we say the CBA is a decision-making tool used to compare the total expected cost of an action or decision with its total expected benefit to determine whether it is financially or practically worthwhile. Now, why CBA is very important? The goal of CBA is to help managers or decision makers choose the option that provides the greatest net benefit. When we're trying to talk about the net benefit, you're looking at your profit, your gain, or to avoid decisions where costs overweigh the gains. Look at the formula. Your net benefit or your net gain is equal to total benefit minus what? Total cost. Your net benefit or your net gain is equal to the total benefit minus what? The total cost. For example, you purchase some items at the rate of what? 50,000 naira or $50,000. If those items be purchased at a rate of $50,000, now you look at the logistic involved, the cost of transportation of the items from one location to the other, your delivery service and so on. Then you add all those costs, everything now costs about $65,000. And your total sales becomes $70,000. So now, if you now use your total benefit minus your total cost, that means the cost of the items that you purchase the item, which is the $65,000 added with the expenses and everything, minus the total what? Sales, which is $70,000. You cannot see that your net benefit becomes $5,000. And that's a $5,000. So the question now is, do you think you make profit? Yes. Can you make a decision from there? Yes. So the BCR, which is the benefit cost ratio, how do you calculate that? Your total benefit divided by the total cost. Please note, don't misunderstand me. Your net gain is equal to total benefit minus your total cost. While your BCR, which is your benefit cost ratio, is the total benefit divided by the total cost.
Are we calculating anything there? Hello? Hello? Is the internet issue?
I think it's an internet issue from his own side.
Okay. All right. So he's going to rejoin again. And I want to seize this opportunity to say thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful, wonderful teaching this morning. And I also want to seize this opportunity to express my gratitude to all our great lecturers on the platform. Thank you so much, Ambassador Temitope, Engineer Adishino. I don't know who is using Nightlife International Association. Please let us know your name so that we can add it to our regulations and registrations and your involvement so that you can get your 80%. Thank you so much, Mr. Shueton. Thank you so much, Mr. Ogunbowale. And thank you so much, Ambassador Lucas Adarabioyo. Thank you so much, Dr. Omotala Shubowale. I believe he's going to join us shortly because he's rounding up actually. It's going to be finishing in 20 to 25 minutes. So hopefully when he joins us, he's going to round up and also give us the assignment. What I want to appreciate you all for is the assignment that you've been submitting. It is so amazing, so overwhelming, so interesting. And I want to say, please continue with that nurture and keep sending your assignment. Even if you haven't done any of it, you can start off. It doesn't matter. As long as at the end of the month or end of the week, you were able to submit all your assignments. Very, very important. You can see the comment of our lecturers that they are so amazed. I know that I miss is because many people are sending all the assignments all together. So I have to do cut and paste to send to individual. Please help me in that area so that it will be easier for me to just forward it and also to send the right assignments to the right lecturer. I still have about 3 to send to Dr. Kim David, which I'm going to do that today. If we finish on time, the video will be ready on YouTube channel to read, to watch, and also do the assignment. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. We are still waiting for him to come back. Let me see if there's any message. Okay, he's coming back. Good.
Prof, ma'am, sorry, ma'am, before he comes back, I don't know,
Yes,
maybe
sir.
you received my assignment. I don't, it's not my email that I used to send it to you.
Okay, what is the email, sir?
Income
Thank
motivation.
you.
Okay, I will check it out.
Sorry. Thank you, ma.
Yes,
My network went off. I just quickly have to switch over. I sincerely apologize for that.
that's fine, sir.
Can we proceed? Can I
Yes, you can
proceed?
produce. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Thank you. Okay, so we were looking at the benefit cost ratio. The if the decision is greater than 1, the decision is considered favorable. And if it is less than 1, the cost outweighs the benefit. That means there's a loss. Now, take for instance, assuming a company is considering buying a new software system to improve employee productivity. Total expected benefit per year. We have time save, $12,000. Error reduction, $5,000. Better reporting, $3,000. So the total benefit is $20,000. I repeat again. Assuming a company is considering buying a new software system to improve employee productivity. Total expected benefit per year. We have time save, $12,000. Error reduction, $5,000. Better reporting, $3,000. And total benefit, $20,000. Now, what are the total expected costs? We have the software purchase, which is $10,000. Training, $2,000. Maintenance, $3,000. Then the total cost become what? $15,000. You add all these 10,000 plus 2 plus 3, you have $15,000. Step 1, what will be your next benefit? Just like we earlier calculated, look at the formula. The net benefit equals to what? The net cost. So what is the benefit? The total cost. You have the net benefit, which is the 20,000. And the total cost is what? 15,000. So your net benefit minus the total cost, you have $5,000. Step 2, the benefit cost ratio. What is the benefit cost ratio here? Like we say, your net benefit divided by what? Your net benefit divided by your total cost, you will have the benefit cost ratio. So your the benefit cost ratio, we have the 20,000 divided by 15,000. If you point your calculator, you're going to have 1.33. 1.33. So you have 1.33. You cannot see that your decision making here. Since the BCR is greater than 1, the investment is financially what? Justifiable. So the company cannot go ahead with the decision. Why? Because we already have 1.33. So you cannot say that your BCR is greater than 1. If you are the manager or you are the recommendator, you cannot recommend that, oh, please, I think this project will be profitable. This project is durable. This project is achievable. Therefore, let's go ahead and implement it. When do we use CBA? You can use CBA to assess the financial feasibility of a project or investment. 2, when choosing between 2 or more alternatives, that is where CBA is very important. When evaluating the impact of a decision over time, then there's need for you to use CBA. Victor, please quickly on Jen. Then there's need for you to use CBA. So when you use CBA, you have to understand that to assess the financial feasibility when choosing between two or more alternatives and when evaluating the impact of a decision over time. Let's look at the decision tree of a business in management. The decision tree is a graphical tool used in decision making that shows various options, which is the choice, and their possible outcomes or consequences, which including the risk, the cost, and the benefit. It helps managers to visualize and evaluate the decisions path step by step. Why the decision tree is very important is because in the decision tree, we have different class. We have what we call the decision node that basically talk about the square, which is the branches or the outcome. We also have the chance node, which talk about the cycles representing the possible outcome. And we have the probabilities or the payoffs, which is the cost or the benefit associated with each of the outcome. Now, these decision trees help you, while taking the decisions, to evaluate the risk, the cost, and the benefit involved before that decision will be taken. What are the key components of the decision tree? Just like what earlier said, the decision node, it pointed out where is the decision is being made. While the chances node also point out the outcome depends on the chances or the probability. The branches representing the actions or the outcome, while the leaf nodes talk about the final result. The leaf nodes talk about the final result associated with the value. If you talk about the tree, look at it very well. So sometimes if you try to launch a company or a product, if you have 60% of the profit, which is $100,000, if successful, that means you're looking at your profit or your business already make a 60% what profit, then consider business what? Successful. But once it's 40% below, then know that there's a what? A loss. That is why in university today, if you score 50, you will be considered giving either D. Is it that's a grade, right? With D or CD. But once you score 40, 40 should be considered E. If you score 40 below, it's already a what? Failure. So that is why it's also applicable in business. In the decision tree, you are launching a product, and once your product, the percentage rises to 60%, you already make a profit. But it reduces to 40% below, there is a loss. Now, in your decision tree, you have different things. You look at the success, which is from 60% and above, the failure 40% and below, and you just have the product you launch. You now decide where it's heading to. We're not going to dwell on this. Why decision trees is very important. It has an investment in decisions. New product launches, very important. Hiring of outsourcing and decisions. These are the reasons why it is highly important. Then risk management in project. Risk management in project. That is why
can't hear you, Dr. King David. And
can you hear me?
We can't hear you, and there's been a lot of distraction.
Can you hear me now?
There's been a lot of distraction from your end today, so
Can you hear
please
me
work
now?
on it.
Can you hear
We
me
can,
now?
yes, we can hear you.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
there's been Dr. King, if you can
yes,
work. Yeah, there's been a lot of distraction on your side today. So please.
Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much. Sorry.
Yeah, we're waiting for you to round up.
Okay, fine. So we talk about the last one, which is this.
Sorry about.
Okay, finally, we talk about the 6 hat and their perspective. We talk about the hat color, the white hat, the red hat, the black hat, the yellow hat, the green hat, and which is the blue hat. So now under the hat color, you look at each of these hats has different category. The type of their thinking, the decision involved or description, and take for instance, when you look at the white hat, their level of thinking has to focus on the objective. It is factual. Their level of thinking has to focus on the objective. Why their description? Now, when you're looking at the description, you look at the data involved, the information available, whenever needed, the data involved. That is what the white hat is all about. Example, why using it? What do we know about sales trend? If you are to make use of a white hat, what comes to your mind is, what do you know about sales trend? Now, when this question is being raised in the meeting or a staff training, it gives rooms for them to begin to think. That means data. You need that information. Data, you need that information. Then applicable to that of the red hat. Applicable to that of the red hat. This focus on emotion or intuitive. The description allows expressions of emotions, launchings, and guilt of feeling without a judgment. Now, why this emotion come about? Sometimes when project is being presented in the flow, you can see staff might just decide to have that thing. Oh, I feel this project might stress out our team. The project is too much. They may not also believe that the project can be implemented. So that is the red hat. It comes about in emotions and intuitive. So people begin to have different thinking, different mindset. A kind of negative mindset towards the particular project or activities. Why the black hat has to do with critical or cautions. Now, when trying to make use of the black hat, employers and managers have to identify the risk, the weaknesses, or potential problems. So, for example, what could go wrong with this strategy? When you want to implement a project, you want to take a decision. If this decision you're about to take, if this thing you are going to fail, what could go wrong with this strategy? What can we do? What will be the result? That is a black hat. You have to think. And while thinking, you are taking cautions. The yellow hat has to do with positive or optimistic. You are result-oriented. These are like the benefit, the values, and opportunities. This boosts customer loyalty. Whenever you see someone positive or something, wow, that means there's a benefit attached to it. There are some things they gain. So with this, you're already able to boost a customer loyalty in your organization. That is the yellow hat. The green hat focuses on the creative or innovativeness, encourages new ideas, alternatives, and creative thinking. Example, what we launched, it has a what? A limited edition. So you have to think deep. How can we improve on this? How can we advance from there? The last but not the least is the blue hat. The blue hat has to do with the process and control. So managing the thinking process, plan the next step, and summarize it. Example, let's summarize the ideas and decide on what to do. This is what managers do when it comes to decide on a decision making. That is why the 6 hat and their perspective is very important in decision making process. How does it work? Say during a meeting or brainstorming session, team members might either decide or wear the same hat at once to examine one viewpoint collectively. So you can decide to either switch the hat individually or to contribute from different angles, depending on what you want. For example, if you have to launch a new product, one, for that of the white hat, market research shows demand is rising. The red hat, some team members feel nervous about competition. The black hat, risk of high launch cost and slow word, rate of return. Then the yellow hat, opportunity to increase the brand visibility. Then the green hat, idea to partner with influencers for promotion. The blue hat, then you have to think of facilitator sum up and move to decision-making progress. So at this point, I want to sincerely appreciate every one of you for participating in today's class, and thank you for giving me your audience and your time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to drop the assignment of the class on the chat box for us to copy. I sincerely apologize for the little short misunderstanding. I have a shutdown my laptop, so I have to quickly tell my boy to switch on my generator. Thank you very much.
Amazing, amazing. This is amazing. Thank you so much for your teaching today. In depth, it's like we're going to another level now. Last week, Monday, was one level. Now we are next level. So next week, Monday, we're going higher and higher and higher until we get the better understanding of management and leadership. And you can testify and witness this, that I have chosen the right people to come and lecture us on this management and leadership modules. And I want to say thank you, sir, for delivering excellent. Even though we were distracted a bit, I won't shy away from that. But I believe that we've really gone through it, and we've really listened to you and gain better understanding. Quickly, we have about 7 more minutes. If you have any question at all, please, while our professor, Dr. King David, is typing up his assignment to drop on the chat box, please use this time to ask your question. So question time. We have 6 minutes to do that because we are finishing this section 1 o'clock sharp, which is 6 minutes time. So if you have any question at all on management and leadership, please drop your question on the chat box. If we can answer it, we answer it straight away. If you have to come back to you, we will make sure that your question is being sent to him. Or if you want to say it with your, you can just raise your hand up and ask your question. Thank you. Quickly. Time is our best friend. Quickly, if you have any question, Mr. Ogumbowale, Mrs. Temitope, Mrs. Omotola, Ambassador Lukman, Ambassador Lucas, Mr. Soweto, Taiwo, and I still want to know who is using Nightlife International Association. Please, let's know your name, please. Can you type it on the chat box, please? Okay, the first question, sir. Are you ready for this? Ambassador King David? Okay. Oh no, I'm missing. Oh no. Dr. Motala is really working faster than me here. I'm trying to catch it up and it's going up. Please, sir, what is the correlation between leadership and management? That's a very big question you are asking there. But he will summarize it briefly, but I'm sure in his latter modules or sections, he'll be able to really discuss with us on this topic. But just for the sake of your question, I hand that over to Dr. King David.
What is the correlation between leadership and management? Is that the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think, was that person in class the last session, last week? Was she in class? Because we treated that. I think somebody also asked that question last week.
Okay.
Yes, which I used you as a practical example. I even told the question to the house, and which I asked myself, will you call Professor Queen Elizabeth a leader or a manager? and every one of them contributed to it. That you are a manager, you are a leader. And I asked them why. They say reason being that as a manager, you are here coordinating everything that has to do with this program. Then at the same time, you are a leader because you are an influencer. Do you understand the point? You are a leader because you are an influencer. Now, that will now lead me to just finalize and summarize the answer to that question. Look, a manager handles a complex situation. Managers handle a complex situation. When you try to talk about complex situation, we're looking at how to plan, how to coordinate, how to direct, how to control. But when it has to do with leadership, leadership has to focus on change, influencing a group of people to achieve objectives, influencing change. Leaders focus on change, while managers have to do with organizing, coordinating, planning. But I said that day, I said, look, a manager can be a leader, but a leader cannot be a manager. Some leaders, based on the characteristic, you can want to become a leader. Why? That is why one of the theory of leadership with what we call trait leadership, trait theory. And trait theory says that leaders are born with that characteristic. You can see a little child of 2 years can speak very bold without fear. That child has that confidence. That means you can decide to say this child will become a great leader. But when it comes to manager, that child cannot manage. Why? Managerial position has some certain procedures, some rules that you must follow. And what are the rules? You must plan, you must coordinate, you must direct, you must control, you must delegate. That is why we say managerial position or manager handle a complex situation. Their work is very volume, but the focus on leadership is all about change. Leadership focus on you as an individual to influence you to achieve that thing. But manager looking at managing resources, managing individuals, coordinating individuals, assigning duties, pushing you and telling you this thing, you can do it. And we all work towards achieving a particular objective. They all work hands in hand. But the difference is a leader cannot become a manager, but a manager is automatically a leader. Thank you. Prof, unmute yourself. We can't hear you. Unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Sorry, sir. Okay, so thank you so much for that answer to that question. And I believe Dr. Motola is happy with the answer. Okay, she said awesome. Thank you. Right, the next question also, which you can quickly, we are already 1 o'clock. So based the fact that we started 5 minutes late, I will give 5 minutes extra so that you can answer this question and also drop your assignment. And on top of it as well, within that 5 minutes, 3 things I wanted to do. You know, I always put people on the spot. Number 1, answer that question, which is, please, I will need more explanation on CBR. I didn't get the calculation very well. The second question, I would like you to watch the video again. You will get that one. But the one of CBR, briefly, in 2 seconds, it will answer that. Then the second one also is to drop your assignment on the chat box and talk about it. The third one, sir, I'm giving you 5 minutes to do all these 3. The third one is to talk about our amazing conference that is coming up in Kigali. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Let me start from the conference again. Okay. Like I said, the conference coming up in Kigali. It's a registered conference and it's well paid for. But for the sake and purpose of this class, and for you that participated in this class under the platform of YYCI International, like I say, I'm going to give room for all my students to write a paper for publication, which will be given that privilege to present your paper on the 1st of August. So at least I'm going to guide you from next class on how to write the paper. But part of the assignment, which I'm going to share with her, I try to upload it on the chat box there, but it's very big. It's a case study, which you have to analyze. So I try to copy and paste. I find it difficult to attach all the documents there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to forward the assignment to you. Then you can send to the individual's email. That's how they can get it. And they can read the case study and send it back to me. Then concerning that Kigali conference, by next week, Monday, please, before then, ensure you send 3 topics of a research project. 3 topics each and forward to her to get sent to me within the week so that I'm going to look at those topics and approve one for you. So that from our next class, like I said earlier, I'm going to use 45 minutes for normal teaching and maybe 30 minutes for the article, how to write article or publication. We can handle that. So you can start writing. At least your paper should be able to be run up on before ending of this month, or first week of July. We should have the article written successful so that we can attach them on our, how do you call it, conference book. So your name and everything will appear in the conference book and your article will publish. You just wait during the conference and make the presentation for that. Then, like I say, at the end of that, we are going to get a certificate of participation and presentation. And your paper will also be published in an international journal. I think that is for that. Then going back to the question asked again, sorry. Yeah, going back to the question asked again, just want to, yeah, you talk about the calculation of the VCRO, right? The calculation of the VCRO, which is the benefit cost ratio. Let me just quickly, so we can just copy the formula. Okay, so this is the BCRO. We say the BCRO is the benefit cost ratio, and we say the total benefit divided by total cost. Total benefit divided by total cost. Why to get the net benefit is the total benefit minus total cost. To get the net benefit is the total benefit minus total cost. But to get the BCRO, your total benefit divided by total cost. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. You can't miss this question. Sorry. What type of project? Sorry, you can't miss this question.
Now, in every organization, we have different type of project. It depends on the project we are looking at and the one that suits you. Sometimes when the implementer, or sorry, the donor want to give a project, the funders, they may tell you adopt a particular, how do you call it, formula. But in the normal standard, if you use the BCRO, it's meant to help you because, like I said, in decision making, it helps you to decide whether you should go into the, how do you call it, to accept the project or not. Remember, while I was making my presentation, I said, if the profit you derive becomes greater than 1, that means the project should be approved or you should go ahead. But if it is lesser than 1, lesser than 1, do not approve it. It's just that, for example, in an organization where we have a board meeting, they start meeting with employees and they begin to bring out different proposals. And when they bring the proposals, you begin to calculate, look at the possible resources you have on ground. If you now calculate all these things and you now find out that, okay, this particular project, you have something at the end of the day, by the time you now convert your total sales minus or divide by this, and you're able to achieve something that's better than 1. Yes, it's achievable. Give them go ahead. But if it is less than 1, please do not go into it. That less than 1, it may be something 0. But greater than 1, it may be $10,000, it may be $5,000, it may be anything else. But all we are looking at, if what you arrive at is greater than 1, give room for the project to be implemented. But if it is lesser than 1, please do not approve it. So the project depends on the type of project you want to implement. So you might decide to use the formula. There are several formulas you can use to determine the kind of project you would like to. So if you have to adopt this formula, if it is greater than 1, go ahead. If it is lesser than 1, say no to it. Thank you.
Question.
Okay, please. the research topic should be based on which area of field. Remember, our topic is leadership and management. So when your research question based on our training.
Okay. I think your questions is so well. Yeah, that's it. Please, no more question. We need to go. We need to go. I need to get ready to go to London now. All right. So I want to seize this opportunity to. We're waiting for your assignment, sir.
I've dropped. Okay, let me send you your inbox. I've sent to your WhatsApp. I can't drop it in your this. I've dropped your WhatsApp already.
Okay.
Let me also send. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very big.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. All right. You will find the. Let me see if I can quickly do that. Hopefully.
Yes. I've dropped the soft copy on your WhatsApp. But I can quickly do a little review, just 1 minute. 1 minute, man, please. I hope it's not
1 minute.
Not
yes.
too much.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that. So yeah, if you look at the assignment, which is going to send to you, that's why the calculation is very important. Okay, the assignment. I say, look at case study. Okay. Decision making at Awedu of Business Management and Leadership. Introduction. The Awedu of Business Management and Leadership is a growing educational institution focused on developing future business leaders across Africa. With its headquarters in Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria, the Institute offers diploma and executive level programs in business management, strategic leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurship. In 2024, the Institute experienced a rapid growth due to an increase in student enrollment and expansion into online learning platform. However, the growth came with challenges. Faculty complained of increased workload. Students raised concerns about the consistency of online course delivery, and administrative bottlenecks delay student services. To address these issues, the management team led by the Director of Programs considered launching a centralized learning management system to improve communication, course delivery, and data management across departments. The implementation of the learning management system requires an upfront investment of $25,000, including training costs for staff. The projected benefits include 1, increased efficiency in course delivery, enhanced student satisfaction, reduction in staff administrative work, and potential long-term savings of $8,000 per year. However, not all departments are in agreement. Some faculty members argue that adopting a centralized system will limit their autonomy, and others worry about the learning curve involved in adopting the new system. The management team is divided on whether to proceed with the learning management system now or wait until more internal systems are streamlined. To make a well-informed decision, the leadership decided to use SWOT analysis, cost-benefit analysis, and six thinking out as part of their decision-making process. Questions. 1, identify the problem the Awedu Institute is facing. 2, using Robbins and Kotler 8-step process, outline how Awedu Institute of Business Management and Leadership can approach this decision. 3, suggest at least 3 alternatives the Institute could consider beside implementing the learning management system. 4, conduct a SWOT analysis for the learning management system decision. Fill in the table below. Weakness, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. 5, using cost benefit, analyze, determine whether the learning management system investment is justified if the system yields $8,000 per year for 5 years. Show your calculation using the net benefit and benefit cost ratio. 6, apply the 6 thinking hat to the learning management system decision. Write one's perspective per hat as if you were part of the management team. White hat, red hat, black hat, yellow hat, green hat, and blue hat. 7, what levels of decision making does the learning management system investment represent? Strategy, tactical, or operational level? Justify your answer. 8, what are the risks of delaying the decision? Could indecision be more damaging than making the wrong choice? 9, in your opinion, what would be the most effective way for Awedu Institute to manage the internal resistance to the change? The last but not the least, as a consultant, what will you finally recommend to the Awedu Institute of Business Management and Leadership? Thank you.
Wow, a week to do this.
Wow.
All right, so good luck.
Well, that's a case study. It's a case study question. And that is what we are doing.
Okay.
The case study question.
So that is good. That is why you will know that Awedu institution is working towards we are all aiming high. And if you are really working towards excellence and high standard, then you need to also see how you question people, question your students, how you deliver your presentation and other events and programs that you have. So with this, I know that we are capable, and they are also fitting into lecturing us on this, our global diploma online masterclass. So, and I believe, imagine you're going to do that assignment and other assignments is still coming during the week. I mean, I always say something to get there where you really want to get to. There must be a lot of hard work, investment, sacrifice, commitment. It's very, but no knowledge is waste. And every effort you are adding value to yourself is not waste of time, because all this knowledge, you are with it. It's in your mindset. It is stored there to be used for the future. So please don't look at it as if it is something you cannot do, but look at it as if it's a challenge that I can overcome. Thank you so much for understanding the assignment. Why understand? I mean, if the lecturers are satisfied with all your answers and all these assignments, then the lesser the exam. Maybe they might not even be exam, who knows? So put your efforts into it and do this. And like I said last week, you are also preparing yourself to become a researcher, a writer, author. So there are so many skills while you are attending this assignment. You don't have to be your own when you want to become an author. You can also be a co-author, like many other people that have joined YYCI few months ago to become an author of a book called 5C, which I'm going to show you quickly. So take up the time. I'm still waiting for Dr. Jose. He's in the meeting at the moment in Spain. I'm sure by the time I finish, he's going to release his own assignment. The next time we'll be coming back will be Wednesday. On Wednesday, we have, luckily, only 2, because our emotional intelligence has a lot to deliver, and we've gapped her time so that she can really attend to. Imagine she received almost 10 assignments and she needs to go through it. But the agreement is that she's only going to be lecturing us twice in a month. She's done the one of May, and later this year, later this month of June, she will also be coming back to do another 2 sections, and then also in July. So apart from that, on Wednesday, we have again personal development by Professor Akpabio, and also I think that is the time we have another, so I can check it for you quickly so that we can finish up today. So on behalf of Y.Y.C.I International and Y.Y.C.I International Academy, we want to say thank you, sir, Dr. King David, for your excellent delivery presentation this morning. And I want to say thank you to all my great leaders on the platform, because every one of you are very busy. I could hear Mr. Ogunbowale telling me, Ma'am, we are all busy. I know. But the same person that's telling me we are busy is not left behind. He's submitting all his assignment. So he has embraced that challenge and is facing it. I mean, Ambassador Timitope is also a busy woman, and even Dr. Motala, probably she's lecturing in the class while listening to us here. Ambassador Lukman is in university taking another lecture in Physical University in Ibadan. And Ambassador Lucas also has his own organization working presently. Mr. Shueton Taiwo probably helping some clients with their tax. And, so everyone, and even the International Nightlife Association, which I don't know the name. Unfortunately, I don't know how I can categorize that. But he also will be busy in his own time. So we appreciate it's a big challenge to follow up and meet up with the assignment, but we appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. So thank you so much. Okay, so let me quickly show this and I will close in 3 minutes. Firstly, we launched our book last month, which was forwarded by Councillor Peter Chand, the former mayor of Barking and Dagenham, Essex here in UK. And the title of the book is 5 C's to Transform Any Relationship. Again, we talk about communication, conflict resolution, management, and other things. And we had almost 108 co-authors on this book. The good news is the book is now available on Amazon. The initial price for this book is actually ebook, which is Kindle or in another format, is $20 US. And the paper book is normally $59 US. But because we are doing a heavy sales and we want everyone to get their copy and invite their friends, at least 10 people, to grab their either ebook or the paper book, and also to make a review on that Amazon. So we are making a very massive sales. So for the ebook stroke Kindle, it's going to be $2.99 US. That means $2.99 US. And we're going to be breaking it down as well to $99 US very soon. All is going to happen right away from this June 2025. But for the paper book, direct from Amazon, the paper book, we break it down to $37 US and probably 25 or 28 UK pounds. So this is the opportunity to grab your copy and also share the news. So buy your mega book. Don't miss out. It's all available on Amazon. Thank you. So I also want to say something quickly about those our great leaders that will be lecturing us on Wednesday. Okay, so we have Professor Reverend Akpabio on Wednesday, and then we also have, I think, a Wednesday as well. But Professor Akpabio will be teaching us on personal development, second section of his. And then Mr. Olaniyi Odukoya will be coming back with financial intelligence, I think. Okay, so we look forward to see you there. May I quickly, if you can permit me as well, to quickly show you that we have various books that are already been written by me, my husband, and the members of Y.Y.C.I International. These are all my books. These are the latest one. The Mindset for Transforming Leadership and Management. The Mindset for Transforming Your Finance to Create Wealth. So, and then we have Yes You Can, which I believe some people are benefiting it in another platform at the moment. So we have Yes You Can International being translated into French. Maybe very soon we'll translate it into Spanish now that we are collaborating. I'm enjoying this benefit of collaboration. Now that we are collaborating with Appleton Private University, we might be having Yes You Can also in Spanish. So we have the love we lost. Good question. Why do we lose this love? And can we gain it back? The energy, the love, the trust, the honesty. Oh, yes. But then what went wrong? All those questions, all the answers to those questions are available on my second book, which is The Love We Lost. And also, that one as well has been translated into French. So we have Mindset, YYCI International Mindset, and other books like that. So these are written by me. Further down, we have other books by my husband, other books by YYCI International Families. And then from further down, we have the collaborated books as well that we've launched and join hands and work with other leaders and organizations. They are all available. Also, we have all our magazines as well available. So if at all you want to grab, visit Amazon.com, and if you cannot get what you are looking for, email us on yyci.academic@gmail.com. So on this note, I want to say thank you so much for joining us for this masterclass. Please do your assignment and submit it on time. We appreciate those that have done so. If you slow down with the assignment, you know how it's going to mount up. That sometimes you might think, oh my God, it's just too much. But if we start now, then we can flow with it. Assignment is the key in this, our masterclass diploma. So thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day for Monday, the 2nd of June, 2025, and Happy New Month. God bless you all. Bye-bye.